Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the East Anglian Open competition here at the Royal Norfolk Showground. And we've just had the first round of competition in the arena, which was just, I mean, the grandstands were absolutely packed. There was no room for anybody to be sat.
No, absolutely, and to be fair, there was a lot of people who weren't sat anyway, because it was edge of the seat competition. In round one, it was so exciting, so many spills and thrills happening. It was a brilliant first round.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Drag Act, they won the last round in Thorsby, but they went out in their first rotation. They didn't score, and actually they didn't score all day, and even got a yellow card. They got into a bit of trouble in the pits. Horrseboarding came out. They did all right, 79 seconds to start with. Then Pocket Rocket, they got a run in, so great for them. 88 seconds. Mad Hatters came out and smashed that, as we would expect, at 64 seconds. And then it kind of went on, you know, just the way it was, but then a real battle started developing, didn't it, Rich, between, within Bruises Easily and Pony Express, who are in the novice category. They're here as a part of the open competition. They were battling it out, and that little pony,
I mean, it was flying. It was flying.
Yeah.
The little pony, it's Ronnie, isn't it? Ronnie was actually going through the speed trap for the first time at 22 miles an hour. And at that point, when they did that, the only horse that had gone at the same speed was Lord Attenborough, a horse that used to race in the Grand National. Just fantastic riding from that team. Brilliant stuff.
Yes. So there we were with Pony Express. They got 78.4, and then Bruises Easily came out 77.48. So very close competition between them, and that competition stayed all the way through till the end, where Pony Express ended with 77.65. So the difference between those two teams, as we finish the first heat, is 0.2 of a second, just 0.2 and a bit of a second. So really close competition for them, but they're not doing badly. They're in the middle of the table.
Absolutely, and they're handling the elite elements of the course with great skill, loads of poise, and it's really setting them up for the actual battle when they get back into the national championships. They're going to be fighting against each other, who's going to get up into the intermediate first, and so it's a really great setup between those two teams right there.
Yeah, and then of course we have the two intermediate teams here as well, which is Horrseboarding and Limited Edition. Limited Edition got a race in eventually with 84.11, and Horrseboarding, currently their best time is 65.98, and they're currently in fourth place, so really good time for them, considering last year I think they came 9th at this event. So, you know, really good competition going on there, and we saw Sideways Stu.
Oh, Sideways Stu, living up to his name. Sideways and completely horizontal Stu. He was out. I can't explain, so I hope we've got some footage, because he was on two wheels, but he also had his hands on the floor, and he held on for a long time.
And I was like, the board's going to have to slip out. I don't know how he got any sort of grip unless he's got like those MBS wheels with the extra bit of inner bit, which gives him that bit of grip. I don't know, but he was amazing. Awesome bit of board riding.
Yeah.
And of course the crowd loved it. And then the elite teams, they were fighting it out, and the real big fight came in between Dead Pigeons, Mad Hatters, and UK Border Force again. It's great to see UK Border Force working for them this weekend.
Yeah, every single run by UK Border Force was strong. You know, there was no steady pace. Nat was just having a fantastic time. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to Nat. She was really loving it. You were giving her some abuse on the old microphone, saying, "Oh, she's riding with two hands." Straight away, hand came off, thumb went up, crowd were loving it. Brilliant
just did the whole run, the rest of the run with her arm in the air,
Absolutely.
going, "No, I don't need the hand." And she's riding, of course, Cabajita, who we've not seen race this year because she's not doing the championship. And they've taken the opportunity to rest Jaffa this weekend and bring back Cabajita for the weekend, who is loving it and just takes the course on so easily. Doesn't seem any effort from that pony, particularly on the weave. You know, so those three got into a real battle, and then at the end of that battle, in third place we had Dead Pigeons with 60 seconds dead, only completing their first run of the day. They didn't complete the second two runs because they were just pushing a bit too hard. And then in second place was Mad Hatters with 59.41 seconds.
It's interesting to note as well, it is not Ross behind Lord Attenborough today, it's Reese. Reese hasn't competed so far in 2016, and my God, Dan, he was putting it together like, you know, he stepped off yesterday, come straight out of the competition and come to this one. He was riding brilliant.
Yeah, some of the best, was the best boarding we've seen this year, and probably some of the best boarding we've ever seen.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
Some of the angles, Lloyd even sat down for ages and ages,
20 meters
and ages, and then eventually stood up, and the crowd went wild, and I think he got a little bit excited before he went straight down on his face again. But it was, it was spectacular. It really was spectacular. But then, so in second place, Mad Hatters with 59.41, and then in first place, UK Border Force back in the fight with 58.92. So they've got just under a second lead on them, and those are the three that we're looking at who are really finding out. Of course, we've not seen Dragat. They've had a lot of troubles today. Course seems a little bit overexcited, probably with the event. It's quite an enclosed event. We saw Matt go into the fence, and this isn't like a normal crash barrier fence. It's a big
thing.
fence.
And that might be the problem with the pony, but how often have we seen it where Dragat do nothing, they do nothing all day, it's all going horribly wrong, and then on their 6th run of the day, the sun comes out, they put it together, and all of a sudden they're in first place or second place. They can do it. But I've got to say, the standard of the board riding has been exceptional. You'd expect it from Ross, you'd expect it from Ollie, maybe you wouldn't expect it from Reese, but just the level they're achieving today is really something else. We've got to find some footage for you guys because it's brilliant. Again,
sideways Stu, even Lloyd was doing really well in his stuff. He got a couple of races down, still got to work on a lot, but it was just a very, very exciting heat. Full crowds with absolutely capacity. They couldn't get to it. It must have been in the alleyways between the grandstands. It was like 10 deep. They just couldn't get in there. So if you're not here, come down to the Royal Norfolk Showground for the East Anglia Game Fair. There's lots of things here today. The whole showground's full of attractions. And this afternoon, 5 o'clock in the main ring, they will go out and we'll see how this fight develops and whether or not Dragat can get into those top 4 and really fight it out. If you're not going to make it this afternoon, come down tomorrow, Sunday, for the second day of the East Anglian Open Horse Boarding Championship.